This is Jeopardy! Now entering the studio are today's contestants. A Goomba who formerly did interviews in the AVM community, Mr. Bollox. A two-tailed fox who's great with gadgets, from Green Hill Zone, Miles Tails Prower. And our returning champion, Inner Bow Chow from Tansley Village, Lucas, whose two-day cash winnings total $18,800. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Knuckles the Echidna! Yay. Thanks, Duke Nukem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad you're all here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 4th episode of Jeopardy. Hope everyone is doing well. Now, last episode was kind of an unusual Final Jeopardy because last episode, no one got the answer right. And including the champion here, Lucas. However, Lucas wagered not much, though, and he still got his victory, though. Even though he didn't get a lot of money last episode, but he still managed to remain champion. He has a total of $18,000 from the last 2 games. But will he still remain champion this game? We're going to find out as the 2 new contestants who are going to be facing him, which will be Tails and Mr. Bollox. Welcome aboard, both of you, and best of luck to everyone. And without further ado, let's get right into the Jeopardy round. Okay, so the values are set up. 1 daily double in this. Let's take a look at the categories you're going to be dealing with. The Middle Ages, opera, poetry, history, starts with C, and finally, the 40s. And in starts with C, the C is in quotation marks, so all your responses are going to start with the letter C. Alright, Lucas, where do you want to start? Okay, I'll take starts with C for 100. Alrighty, starting with that category. The answer is, after Peter the First, the next ruler of Russia, who was called the Great. Tails? Who was Catherine II? That's right. Okay, starts with C for 200. It's a mix of sparkling wines, not a mallard on ice. Lucas? What is cold duck? Yes. Okay, starts with C for 300. This word can precede defense, disobedience, and engineer. Tails? What is civil? Correct. Okay, starts with C for 400. Fictional Chinese detective created by Earl Dur Biggers. Mr. Bollox? Who is Jackie Chan? Nope, sorry. Anyone else? Who is Charlie Chan? You kind of got the wrong name, Mr. Bollox, but you were close, though. Alright, back to you, Tails. Okay, starts with C for 500. Holden Caulfield fantasized about being this a novel idea. That would be Catcher in the Rye. Okay, Tails, back to you. Okay, let's do history for 100. Alright, the answer to this one is... last name of noted 13th century Vietnamese traders, Niccolo and Mayfo. Tails. What is polo? That's right. Okay, history for 200. After fleeing to Medina in 622, he became its temporal ruler. Tails? Who is Mohammed? Yes. Okay, history for 300. D-Day was June 6th of this year. Lucas? What was 1944? Yes. Okay, history for 400. When Rome fell in the West, the remaining Eastern Roman Empire came to be called this. Mr. Bollox. What was the Roman Empire? Nope. Tails? What is the Byzantine Empire? Yes, that's right. Okay, history for 500. Answer there? Alright, Tails, you're off to a good start, so how much you want to wager in this one? Well, I don't want to bet all. I'll just bet 1,000. Alright, 1,000 it is. Alright, on the category history, here is your clue. Nickname of Rodrigo Diaz, who fought both the Castilians and Moors in the 11th century. Who was El Cid? That's correct. Alright, you're doing very good, Tails. $2,100. Select the next category. Okay, let's do poetry for 100. Thomas Decker's Cradle song reads, "Sleep, pretty wontons, do not cry, and I will sing one of these." Mr. Bollox. What is a lullaby? Correct. Okay, poetry for 200, please. The last two words of every stanza of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Lucas? What is marching on? Correct. Okay, poetry for 300. In the poem about her, Tennyson wrote, "Then she rode forth, clothed on with chastity." And that would be Lady Godiva. Lucas, select again. Okay, poetry for 400. Completes this line from the Children's Hour. I hear the chamber above me, the patter of these. Tails? What are little feet? Correct. Okay, poetry for 500. John Sachs, 6 blind men link into a wall, a spear, a snake, a rope, a fan, and a tree. Mr. Bollox? What is an elephant? That's correct. And that takes you to negative $200. You're still in the negative though, but hopefully you'll try to get out as soon as you can. Tails is in the lead right now with $2,500, and Lucas in second place with only $700. And we'll continue the rest of Jeopardy when we come back right after these messages. Don't go away, everybody. Hi everybody, welcome back to part 2 of Jeopardy. Okay, so Mr. Bollox, you were formerly doing interviews in the ABM community, like when you were saying, do your introduction, you know? Oh yeah, I was like this. I was like, "Hello everyone, it's Mr. Bollox, and today," and then I usually announce like whatever they're doing on each thing. Pretty neat though. And that was like back in the past, wasn't it? Yeah, but now I do other things though, but I get made fun of all the time. Really? How come? Well, everyone keeps calling me Mr. Poo Poo or Chicken McNugget, and, that kind of bugs me. Oh, okay, well, don't worry, I won't call you that, though. Otherwise, if you put your name on that thing right there, then yeah, we would have to call you that, but luckily you didn't do that. Nope, I didn't. Alright, well, you're at the negatives right now, but we'll see if you're gonna be able to get back to the positive, though, because remember, if you end up in the negatives at the end of Double Jeopardy, you won't be able to participate in Final Jeopardy, okay? Okay, I'll do my best. Alright, very good. Okay, so we have Tails here, who is from Green Hill Zone, and I see you have been requested by someone for you to be on the show, right? Yep, I've been requested by Spencer Otto. Okay, so, if you're watching this, Spencer Otto, thank you for your request, and now Tails is in the game, so hopefully you're excited about that, okay? Remember, if you guys, want to see a future, a contestant on a future Jeopardy episode, let us know, and they will come, okay? Alright, so tell us about yourself, Tails. Well, basically, I'm, doing a lot of things. Like, I always make a lot of inventions, and I'm always great with gadgets. I see, though. And I see that you know a lot of things, because you've been answering most of the questions. Oh, yeah, I'm kind of a little bit smart, though, so I kind of know most things, but there are some things that I don't know. Oh, I see, though. Well, let's see how well you'll do in this game with the categories we have on the thing there, but hey, thanks for coming then. Yep. Okay, and now we have our returning champion, Lucas. So, you did well on the last game, Lucas. Even though you were, you got the answer wrong, but everyone else had, lower money than you, though. You had, a lot of money at the end of that game, though. Yeah, I did, though. I mean, I didn't want to risk all of it, though, because if there was a possibility that I risked all of it, I would have lost the game. Yeah, I could tell, though, but with a little bit of money I had, at least I was still able to win, though, even though it wasn't that much money that I won, though. Yeah, I know. I mean, you would have kept the $10,000 that you had at the end of the game, though, but you ended up with $6,000, though. But at least it accumulates your total as, the more champion days you win. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, well, hopefully we'll see how well you'll do this game, if you'll get a lot of money, or, whatever comes up, though, okay? Okay, so, Mr. Bollox, you were the last person to, get the right answer, so you pick the next category. Okay, let's do the Middle Ages for 100. Okay then, the answer to this one is this. A more accurate name for this conflict would have been the 116 Years' War. Tails? What is the 100 Years' War? Correct. Okay, The Middle Ages for 200. During the Middle Ages, Istanbul was known by this name in honor of Constantine the Great. Tails? What is Constantinople? That's right. Okay, the Middle Ages for 300. This adjective referring to the Middle Ages is from the Latin words medium and avidum, which mean middle age. Tails. What is the medieval era? Yes, that's correct. I think what we're trying to say is medieval, but I think you were kind of there, so we'll accept it, okay? Alright, select again. Okay, the Middle Ages for 400. In the 1300s, this dread disease killed 1/4 of all its people in Europe. Mr. Bollox? What is a virus? Nope. Tails? What is Black Death? Correct. Okay, the Middle Ages for 500. Musicians know Gregorian chant was named for Gregory I, who was elected to this office in the year 590. Tails? What is Pope? That's right. And round of applause to Miles Tails Prower for sweeping out the Middle Ages. Good work, Tails. Select the next category. Okay, let's do opera for 100. Though the Egyptian slave, this title character is really a princess of Ethiopia. Lucas? Who is Ada? That's right. Okay, opera for 200. Richard Strauss wrote an opera about this biblical hussy who used her dancing talent to get ahead. Goomba? What is ballet? Nope. Lucas? Who is Salome? Correct. Okay, opera for 300. Der Shakespeare play, which was Der Source to Der Strom. Tails. What was The Tempest? Correct. Okay, opera for 400. Modern English language opera inspired by a painting, Adoration of the Magi. Tails. What is Mali and the Night Visitors? Correct. Okay, opera for 500. This Henry James ghost story is inspired in an opera of the same name and a film called The Innocents. Lucas. What is The Turn of the Screw? Correct. Okay, the 40s for 100. Okay, with a minute to go, we got one category left. The answer is this. In the 20s and 30s, Babe Ruth was big on the ball field. In the 40s, this babe was big on the golf course. And that would be Babe Didrickerson. I think that's how they pronounce it. Alright, anyways, so back to you, Lucas. Okay, let's do the same category for 200. A 1949 hit song title advises you to do this, cause it's later than you think. Mr. Bollox? What is Enjoy Yourself? That's right. Okay, the 40s for 300. This man was Pope during this entire decade. Tails? Who is plus to 12? Correct. Okay, the 40s for 400. This 1947 musical was about a town which appears once every 100 years. And that would be Brigadoon. Okay, time for the last clue. When Jackie Robinson joined this team in 1947, he broke Major League Baseball's color barrier. Lucas? What is the Brooklyn Dodgers? That's right. And that takes it at $2,000. But Tails still has a big lead, though, with $5,000. And sadly, Mr. Bollox is still in the negatives with negative $600. But luckily, he's going to make a first selection in Double Jeopardy, and we'll see if he gets out of the negatives then. And we'll begin when we come back. Stay tuned, everybody. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to part 3 of Jeopardy. Okay, so we are now in the Double Jeopardy round, so the amounts have been doubled. We got 2 daily doubles in it this time. So let's take a look at the categories you're going to be dealing with in this round. 19th century America, nonfiction, all numbers, Shakespearean characters, world geography, and finally, literature. Okay, so Mr. Bollox, you're in 3rd place. You can start us off. Okay, let's do nonfiction for 200. Alrighty, the answer to this one is this. The Living, the New English, and the Revised Standard versions of this book were the best sellers. Mr. Bollox? What is the Bible? That's right. Okay, nonfiction for 400. Between stints on 60 Minutes, this humorist wrote the bestseller Pieces of My Mind. Tails? Who's Andy Rooney? That's right. Okay, nonfiction for 600. Although a mere 87 at the time, this comic wrote How to Live to be 100 or more. Tails? Who is George Burns? Correct. Okay, nonfiction for 800. In 1986, 3 of this cartoonist's Far Side books were the best sellers. Tails? Who's Gary Larson? That's right. Okay, nonfiction for 1,000. While Reagan Slept is a collection of this Washington Hermit newspaper columns. Who is Art Buchwald? Alright, back to you, Tails. Okay, let's go to literature for 200. Okay, the answer to this one is this. Robin Hood met this tall guy on a bridge, fought him, lost, and let him join his band. Lucas? Who is Little John? Yes. Okay, literature for 400. He was knighted by an innkeeper whose hostelry he mistook for a castle. Who is Don Quixote? Alright, select again, Lucas. Okay, literature for 600. For Philip Pripp, the hero of Great Expectations, this nickname was a natural. Mr. Bollox? What is Pip? Correct. Okay, literature for 800. Answer there? Now, Mr. Bollox, you're a little bit behind, but you can wager up to 1,000. So how much you want to wager? Alright, then I'll go for the 1,000 then. Alrighty then. If you get this right, you'll be in the positive, if not, back in the negative. Alright, so the answer is this. Of the original 3 Musketeers, the 2 whose names begin with A. Sorry, I don't know the answer. You don't? Who are Athos and Amris? Yeah, those words. So unfortunately, you're back to negative $800 though, but you can select the next category. Okay then, let's do literature for 1,000. The 14th century work by Boccaccio, 100 tales were told by 10 people, 10 a day. Tales. What is the Decameron? Correct. Okay, can we do Shakespearean characters for 200? Okay, let's see the answer for this one. Of Frankie Avalon, Bobby Rideau, or Fabian was one who's a character in the 12th Night. Lucas? Who is Fabian? Correct. Okay, Shakespearean characters for 400. Mark Antony called her Egypt. Lucas? Who was Cleopatra? That's right. Okay, Shakespearean characters for 600. The character who asks, if you prick us, do we not bleed? If you poison us, do we not die? Tails? Who is Shylock? That's right. Okay, Shakespearean characters for 800. At the banquet, his ghost is invisible to everyone but Macbeth. Lucas? Who is Banquo? That's right. Okay, Shakespearean characters for 1,000. She said, I will give you some violets, but they withered all when my father died. Tails. Who is Ophelia? Correct. Okay, world geography for 200. The name of this Irish capital is Gaelic for Blackpool. Lucas? What is Dublin? Correct. Okay, world geography for 400. England now rules this North Atlantic island discovered by Spanish explorer Juan Bermudez. Tails. What is Bermuda? That's right. Okay, world geography for 600. Answer there? Alright, Tails, you have a big lead of $9,800. How much do you want to risk on this one? I'll wager 5,200. Alright, 5,200 it is. On world geography, your clue is this. The two vowels that each begin the names of 4 states. Oh, what are A and I? That's correct! And this takes you to $15,000. Very good, Tails. Hey, thanks. Okay, I'll select the next one. World geography for 800. Ben Nevis is the tallest one of these topographical features in the United Kingdom. Lucas? What is a mountain? That's right. Okay, world geography for 1,000. Alphabetically, last of all the countries in the world, this African country was named for an ancient stone city. Tails? What is Zimbabwe? Correct. Okay, all numbers for 200. Alright, so it's numbers this time. Let's see the answer to this one. Number of days or nights in a fortnight. Mr. Bollox? What is 28? Nope. Anyone else? Lucas? What is 14? That's right. Okay, all numbers for 400. Number of wheels on a pedicab. Mr. Bollox? What is 4? Nope, sorry. Tails? What is 3? Correct. Okay, all numbers for 600. Traditional number of questions starting with W. That's a good journalist answers in a news story. Lucas. What is 5? Correct. Okay, all numbers for 800. The number of times a ship's bell is rung to signal the end of a watch. Tails? What is 8? That's right. Okay, all numbers for 1,000. Mark Twain is a riverman's expression for water, and this many phantoms deep. Tails. What is 2? Correct. Okay, we got less than a minute to go. Let's see if we can get that last category done. Okay, 19th century America for 200. In the early 1800s, these runaways took refuge in Seminole territory. Lucas. What are slaves? That's right. Okay, 19th century America for 400. In 1814, British officers ate in the famous residence and then burned it. Lucas? What is the White House? Correct. Okay, 19th century America for 600. It was first used in the US May 24, 1844, to send a message from DC to Baltimore. Tails. What is a telegraph? Correct. Okay, 19th century America for 800. This party gained control for both houses of Congress for the first time in the elections of 1840. Tails? What is the Whig Party? That's right. And now it's time for the last clue. Youngest major presidential candidate ever. At 36, his famous Cross of Gold speech led to his nomination. Tails? Who was William Jennings Bryan? That's right. And that takes you to 20,600, so you got a higher score today, Tails. And Lucas was still in second place, but managed to get $6,000. And unfortunately, Mr. Bollox, you still ended up in the negative, so unfortunately, you will not participate in Final Jeopardy. However, you are going to take home $1,000. You've already wrote that. Okay, that's fine. But thanks for playing anyway. You're welcome. And as for Lucas and Tails, you two are going to be dealing with this Final Jeopardy category. Let's see what it is. Okay, in the ocean. So, make your wagers. We're going to have the clue in just a moment. Stay tuned, everyone. Welcome back to part 4 of Jeopardy, everybody. So, our Final Jeopardy category is in the ocean. So, players, here's the clue. This word means a school of fish or a shallow spot in the sea. 30 seconds, contestants. Good luck. Okay, so time is up, everybody. There's only 2 of you today, but we're going to see which one of you is going to be the winner of this game. So we're going to start with Lucas, our returning champion, who has $6,000. Let's see what you wrote down as your response. You said, what is a shoal? That's correct. And you wagered $5,000, so that's going to take you up to $11,000. Alrighty, now let's head over to Tails. Let's see what Tails wrote down as a response. Did you get Shoal? Yes, you did. So that means you're going to be the new champion automatically. And how much you're going to add? 7201. So if that total now is $27,801. So congratulations, Tails. You are the new Jeopardy champion. Yes. Congratulations. Okay, so that's going to conclude Jeopardy, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching this episode. So Tails is going to come back tomorrow to face 2 new contestants. So we'll see how well he'll do next episode. Alright, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this episode of Jeopardy. Feel free to comment below who you would like to see next on Jeopardy. Was produced by Merv Ribbon Enterprises and Sony Pictures Entertainment, distributed by King World Productions. The board game was created by Tiger.